And they can't claim the European shit because even Europeans is looking at this shit sideways. Like, no, that's not love. He likes children. Like, I wish every American could like go to a foreign country and listen to how they talk about us. Just I spy how they talk about Americans. It's funny. We are the stupidest mother on the earth if you listen to everybody else in the world. And I can't say that I blame them because we sit here and we keep falling for the same nut ass shit over and over and over and over again. Ain't nobody asked what the fuck Barack Obama was doing hanging out with Jay-Z. Like you're not JFK. You're Barack Obama. You're not JFK. What the fuck you doing running around with the Rat Pack? What you doing? Because we know. They was at the Diddy party. Y'all always raved about all the fun times you spent with the Carters. You know what I'm saying? That bitch high. Like Kim Burrell said that Jay-Z called her and asked her to come and minister to his wife, who was locked in a room for 12 hours, listening to Kim Burrell records, rocking back and forth and shit. I guess she was trying to break the spell. I don't know. But when you gotta call an evangelist to help talk your wife out the room, I don't know. Hey, they they couldn't call the Obamas and get some marital advice on how to, make it work. They're important people.
They got daughters too.
Who got daughters?
The Obamas. They got daughters.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just saying. So
have you seen their wardrobes? At least they thicker than some of them other kids. Cause that damn Aoki, seeing that Aoki with that old ass man.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So Jack, here.
What was worse than that was hearing her father saying, your titties ain't big enough to be a sugar baby. Like, that's how you talk your daughter? How you gonna say that? How you say that to your girl? Like, man. Dad, if you don't put my allowance back to the normal, I'm gonna become a sugar baby. Your titties ain't big enough to be a sugar baby, bitch. Shut up.
The conversation about Jaguar's bold statements is stirring up a lot of debate. Jaguar Wright, a singer known for her outspoken nature, recently made some sharp remarks about Barack and Michelle Obama's rumored connections to Jay-Z and Beyoncé.
And that's where Usher went to get a blessing after he got engaged.
Yeah. To
that androgynous-looking female. She almost look as masculine as
kids opened up your thesaurus and your dictionaries.
They say I curse too much. This is what it's like when I use real words.
I know, shit.
So, it's like, these motherfuckers is weird. So I'm just trying to I'm looping it all back in because I think I got to get back to the Me Too.
Yeah, okay.
Because, isn't one of them bitches a doctor? Yeah, the Tyrena girl with the pizza face. Ain't that her name, the Tyrena?
KRS2, he's a god.
She's the fucking haterade is what she is. See, I got her number.
It used to sell Proactive Solution.
Listen to me. And look at what it did for Alicia Keys. Next to nothing. Because I just see somebody that said they'd seen her. And they said that shit was Mount St. Helens all over again. Like volcanoes everywhere. She on that Puff Daddy acne cream. Rub it in, no Diddy.
The download. No. Right,
see, she probably would have got clear with the Nature Boy because at least they was vegan.
You're gonna circle back to the Me Too.
Diddy like that pork.
Okay, we can't save everybody. So, as you're about to circle back to the Me Too, I was gonna ask. But go ahead, because
pizza faces. Tyrena. Now, she got a doctorate. Don't she? Look at, who face is that?
Yeah.
The pizza.
Man, the pizza.
I'm telling you, that's sausage and peppers.
Shout out to Zalat.
That's sausage and peppers right there. The texture even adds up. Fuck that ugly bitch. I can see why she did this shit, yo. Cause she fucking hate all of them bitches cause she wished somebody would have wanted to assault her. You know, it's the bitches I really don't like. You can look at her. You can look. Look at that.
Praying for assault is wild. That's nasty.
Look at that. That look like prosthetic. But it's how you trust a bitch with a face like that? I just want to know. Because as far as she concerned, God lied to her. She gonna lie to everybody else. Look at her ass. Fucking ugly bitch. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Her fiery comments have left everyone asking, what's really going on with these relationships, and why isn't anyone questioning them?
Damn the plane, whatever that is.
We were trying to meet in Little Rock.
Right.
But we couldn't find a driver in time.
Right. So it's a full
So
ride.
instead, we just needed to get out of Chicago because I realized at that point in time that they had thrown a net over the city.
Right.
Because when I was walking out after the cameras went off the second time and I said, it looks like I'm not leaving Chicago today. And one of the officers, the officer Morrow, his response was, thank goodness.
Man.
I turned around and I looked at him and I said, keeping me here is only guaranteeing that there's going to be more dead bodies in Chicago by nightfall. Mm-hmm. You just guarantee somebody's most likely going to die tonight. And he said, as long as you're here.
Yeah. So.
They walked me all the way to baggage claim. They walked behind me like I was enemy number one.
Oh, yeah. No, there was...
I'm sitting there walking through the airport. I'm a scary black lady. I come to kill you. Look at all of this. I walked up with a little kid. I'm gonna kill you. I'm a black person.
Wait. So you're in the airport. Don't you feel like I'm doing a lot in the airport? Like, cause
I don't give no fuck.
Damn, you know,
goddamn fucking bus station with fucking flying apparatuses and shit.
But you know,
fuck.
Federal
America.
gets involved.
Fuck America. Fuck the feds. I got a Fed fucking file. Say what? I got a Fed file. I've had a Fed file since I was a teenager, and y'all motherfuckers know it. That's why y'all let somebody crack my shit open 2.5 years ago.
Ooh, whole nother story.
And I was a fucking victim, yo.
Oh wow.
Fuck you going through a victim's federal file for.
Oh wow.
After fucking what was done to me, after what happened to me in the trunk of that fucking car. The only motherfuckers that can get federal fucking documents to be opened and unsealed from fucking minors from goddamn over 20 years ago are people with heavy political ties. But you know, Mr. Sean Carter is friends with Barack Obama. Barack Obama is from Chicago.
You're Barack Obama, not JFK. So why are you hanging out with the Rat Pack? Jaguar's words cut through the chatter like a sharp blade. Think about it for a moment. The Obamas are seen as political royalty. Barack Obama served 2 terms as President of the United States, won a Nobel Peace Prize, and became a global icon of leadership. Yet, according to Jaguar, he's been mingling with figures like Jay-Z and Beyoncé, people from a completely different world. To her, it's puzzling. Why is a former president rubbing shoulders at parties with individuals like Sean Diddy Combs, whose circles have long been surrounded by whispers and controversy?
we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Beyonce. She was a pro. She was clearly having some sort of audio problems. You could see she pulled out her earpiece at one point during singing, but you would not have known from her performance that she was struggling on any level.
Before you brush this off as wild speculation, let's take a closer look. Barack and Michelle Obama's friendship with the Carters, Jay-Z and Beyoncé, has been well documented over the years. Jay-Z performed at Obama's 2008 presidential campaign rally in Ohio, and Beyoncé sang at his 2013 inauguration. That's the public history. But Jaguar poses an intriguing question. Are these relationships as harmless as they seem, or is there something deeper going on beneath the surface?
And you know, not only are they all on my iPod, and yes, the president has an iPod, but it's also because both of them tell an American story. You know, now, Jay-Z, I love you back. You know, I told Jay-Z the other day, you know, our lives are parallel a little bit. Nobody, I think, would expect us to be where we are today when they met us as younger men. Both of us now have daughters, and both of us have wives who are more popular than we are.
And to this hating person, when I knew from my experience that I would be very pressed to find somebody that cares more than Kim Burrell.
Well, you know what was hurtful is that church people started to jump on the bandwagon of what secular people's description of it was. And I think I did cry one day, and I cried one day. The one day that I cried is when I realized that the frontline social world known church was not as strong toward me or strong toward the word that I spoke to defend the word. Not enough people defended it. There were some gospel artists, some well-known ones who went public that I've worked very hard not to hold anything in my heart. And my feelings, I still hold it because they went for so long giving me one thing, but then the truth came out about their feelings concerning whatever, and they kind of jumped on the bandwagon of the famous people. I think that's because they desire to be more famous than kingdom-minded. Now that's my opinion about them.
I got you.
And so I appreciate that perspective because that is so true. That's from someone who has known me very, very long, and I'm still the same. I love people. People don't even know that I housed homosexual people in my home, and I would today. But one thing I will never do is stop loving people, and I will never not tell the truth of what it is I know. You know, the Constitution is one thing for America, but my Constitution also includes the Bible. And I'm going to always stand on the Constitution of the Word of God. And I feel better doing that than thinking that I missed out on an Ellen experience. I don't know if I should have made it to Ellen, because I probably would have ended up embarrassing the church or embarrassing somebody, because I would say, you know, Ellen, do you know the Lord? And I probably would have interviewed her about her relationship with God had we sat down, because that's my driving force. I love God. People can do whatever. You know, a lot of people, I came off the internet, so there's a lot I don't know about what people said. And you know, I've prayed for the ones that
You came off the internet.
Yeah, I didn't go on social media at all. I wouldn't read it or nothing. Like January 1st,
I was off. My family wouldn't let me read. They took my phones, nothing. They were like, no, this needs to go away. And then my brother was stricken with a stroke that eventually took his life 2 weeks later.
Wow.
And so my life was so involved in trying to watch him. He was only 50 years old. He was my mother's firstborn. And the brother that I grew up with, he named me. So my life went into that. And I didn't pay attention to, and I'm going to tell you what really helped me. I flew out to LA and Kevin was still in ICU. And I went to go meet with Jay-Z. And it was quietly kept because I've always done my business like that. But anyway, Jay-Z called me. He says, Kim, I always know when Beyonce is going through something emotional or spiritual because I always hear you. She plays you really loudly through the house.
Whoa.
So he says, this time I need that, Kim. And will you come to LA? I said, yeah, it's no problem. So I asked my brother before I left him. I said, I got to go see Jay-Z. He said, yeah, much success. His final words to me, actually. So I fly to LA. We sit and talk for 2 hours. I found out so much about Jay-Z that blessed me that I'll always support him as a person. So the church can jump on the bandwagon and say whatever they'd like. And then I've got 2 songs coming out on Bible of Love, Snoop Dogg's new record. And he's one of the most pleasant people you ever wanted to meet.
Jaguar's mention of Diddy's parties isn't just idle gossip. For years, rumors have swirled about what really happens behind the closed doors of these exclusive gatherings, whispers of wild behavior, secrecy, and troubling allegations. Jaguar doesn't hold back when she talks about these events and the high-profile names involved. She's essentially asking, why are the Obamas, who were supposed to represent integrity and leadership, associating with circles allegedly linked to questionable behavior?
Well, but I want to say that does not minimize the actually existing cases or charges against these individuals. All right. But let's keep our eye on the prize, on what's really going on here.
They only put compromised pawns on the chessboard to begin with, so they can snatch them up at any time. So Welsh Gold is saying, do you think many major restructuring will happen in other spheres, like a general takedown of power in hip-hop and more?
Power? You mean electronic power? I don't understand the question exactly.
Hold on, I've deleted it. Asking about the extent of the restructuring, really, and the change of the power dynamics.
Oh, it's going to be radical. Yeah, it's going to be VR. I mean, we've been set up for it from different directions already, right? We in the popular culture we have a concept with a non-role playing, non-active character. What is it? NPC. Yeah, that's us. That's humanity, right? It's going to go Avatar. It's going to go. There's a company in San Francisco. It's called Linden Labs. Yeah, they have a game called. It's not really a game anymore. It's called Second Life. So that's going to be done in all the areas. This is also going to put the adult industry, as we know it, out of business, because that's a big earner. And you can have. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so this hostile takeover is through the pawns on the chessboard. We've seen Diddy fall. We're seeing the beginning of Jay-Z falling. It seems like it's spreading by association, and Jay-Z's biggest association is with Beyonce. So does it go to her next?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who else? What other names are out there? Is it?
Was that a yes? Was that a yes?
Oh, is she next? I have no idea. Yeah, that's a good guess.
You're suggesting Rihanna?
Her, Jennifer Loeb, anybody who's been romantically linked or married, quote unquote, or polyamorously associated with the gentleman that you referenced already, are probably going to be ensnared. They're going to be brought down. But the tragedy is that there's innumerable men and women, young people, who are there just waiting to replace them. It's an endless supply. And who's going to control it?
Jaguar also brings up a strange and unsettling story involving Beyoncé. She claims that gospel singer Kim Burrell was once called by Jay-Z to help Beyoncé, who was reportedly locked in a room for 12 hours, rocking back and forth while listening to gospel music. The imagery alone is enough to make anyone pause. If this story is true, it raises serious questions. What could have driven one of the world's most powerful and seemingly untouchable figures to such a state?
Sean Combs' label, that's Bad Boy, right? And Jay-Z's label is what? I can't remember already.
Rock Nation, was it something like that?
Rock Nation, right?
Yeah.
It's always something cool and bad, which was part of the build-up phase. Now we're in the takedown phase. Oh, yeah.
Fall a hell of a lot harder and faster than they go up. So, Ivory Courts, do you think the three entities, the church, hip-hop, and the government, are experiencing the same thing in this power struggle?
You mean so far as takedowns are concerned? I think if you're talking about the church, Catholic Church, I think it's sustained its biggest hit about as recently as 5 years. That seems to have died down. I don't know if there's been really any internal reform. And I am doubtful that there'll be any long-lasting change, because I agree with the formulation of a thinker by the name of Jean Michels. He calls it the iron law of oligarchy. Where you have oligarchy, you will have, by definition, the concentration of power. And with the concentration of power, you're going to have the abuse of such. So our best strategy, if we want to survive this, is to do our own thing. That was one of the sayings in the 60s, do your thing. And they said, okay, we're all going to do our things, but we're going to do it under Sony. Right? We're going to do it under Tommy Mottola. We're going to do it under so-and-so. I mean, there's all kinds of figures whose names we can talk about here. That's oligopoly. So our task as everyday people is to come up with cultural expressive forms that are by us and for our own communities. Who says we have to go on a multi-nation tour in order to be a legitimate artist like quote unquote Taylor Swift? I say quote unquote because she's a construct too. And she's had her struggles with the publishing companies. I mean, she re-recorded her album so that she can own them. Right? People know about Prince and what happened to Michael Jackson, but Taylor Swift went through the same process. So what I'm talking about, a total takedown here, is going to eliminate the possibility of these controversies. And especially if someone appears to be getting over on these cartels, these oligopolistic banking families. So if Taylor Swift continues to succeed based on her model and her challenge of the existing music publication system, she needs to have some very savvy advisors behind her now, because they'll wait. They waited for Michael Jackson at his point of vulnerability. They waited. Sony waited on. I'm not saying they're responsible for his death, but they waited for the right time where they could take everything that he owned. That's all oligopolies work, and they're transgenerational. So if you got a number on your back, they have it recorded somewhere.
So could you just, like in layman's terms, explain why there's a target on Taylor Swift now then?
Well, most immediately it's because she recorded her entire, that's unprecedented in recording history.
And here's the kicker. Jaguar challenges us to take a fresh look at these relationships. She points out how Americans often idolize celebrities and politicians without question. We keep falling for the same nonsense over and over again, she says, almost laughing at how easily people accept the narratives they're fed. The Obamas are celebrated as symbols of leadership and integrity. Jay-Z and Beyoncé are cultural icons. But when those worlds collide, what's really at play? Is it just about power, influence, and money, or is there something deeper going on?
For doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this. But this is part of what is important about giving back.
We applaud you, and I want to apologize for not sweating, but I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool, and I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool. We
a t-shirt. I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating just like me.
It truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
Yeah. Well, now when we come back, we're gonna talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out, more than welcome to stick around, my brother. All right, we'll be right back with more right after this.
Because we are neighborhood people. And I cut my teeth doing neighborhood work. And this campaign was organized neighborhood by neighborhood. And if you think about it, the word neighborhood starts with neighbor. Because it indicates a sense that we as Americans are bound together. That what we have in common is more important than what drives us apart. And that's why, of all the balls that are taking place tonight, along with the Commander-in-Chief ball for our military, who we honor, this ball is the one that captures best, I think, the spirit of this campaign. We are going to need you, not just tonight, not just tomorrow, but this year, for the next 4 years, and who knows after that, because together, we are going to change America. Thank you, guys.
Takes their first dance as President and First Lady of the United States. Please welcome Beyoncé.
Let's shift gears for a moment. Jaguar's commentary goes beyond just the Obamas and the Carters. She takes aim at the Me Too movement and the individuals who became its public faces. With her sharp humor and biting sarcasm, she calls out specific names, delivering her critiques with her signature wit.
His attorney filing a letter to the judge to dismiss the rape lawsuit against his client, citing an NBC News exclusive that found inconsistencies with the accuser's story.
You should always advocate for yourself.
It comes after our interview with a 38-year-old mother from Alabama who accuses Sean Diddy Combs and Sean Jay-Z Carter of raping her when she was 13 years old. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward? Because I think that I've been quiet long enough.
She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after party. She says at the party, she spoke to musician Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo. It's the Last Supper.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative for the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at that time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter both raped her. She says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up.
We rode home in silence. She didn't ask me what happened.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. I feel like I would remember that, and I don't, he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said she stands by her statements. I have made some mistakes, she said, in remembering what happened 24 years ago. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, this incident didn't happen. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory. A representative for Combs called the suit a shameless money grab.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out.
Chloe Malas, NBC News.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.